All right, welcome back, everybody. Salute, salute. I am back again with another video. Okay, this is gonna be an important video, pretty much a safety video. Okay, because I want you guys to be safe when handling these scooters, and particularly charging. Okay, because these have lithium battery cells in there, and these lithium battery cells can be dangerous. And I just want to give you guys some tips on what I'm doing and how I charge my battery to make sure that I'm safe. Because according to research, from what I've seen, some of the hazards for these, catching fire or are short circuiting, maybe puncturing the battery, which is highly unlikely on something like this. As you could see, I don't see how you can get the battery punctured. Or like overheating, maybe like from, I don't know, it'd have to get, I think it'd have to get pretty hot, like next to some fire or something in order for that to happen. But mainly, I think the thing to be the most cautious about is overcharging. Because if you overcharge this thing is going to catch fire. And that is very scary. And these are lithium batteries. So you have to be very careful with them. If you overcharge this, dude, it's a wrap. I'm saying this to most of the people who live in either apartments or condos like me, and you like to charge your scooter overnight. It may be in your room, you may have carpet, or it's just in your house. And you don't want these to catch fire inside the house, because with lithium batteries, if you pour water on these, I think it makes it worse. You need a fire extinguisher, and particularly a Class D, not just any fire extinguisher. You need a Class D fire extinguisher to extinguish these flames, because I think with water it'll just become more flammable. So now, another thing I want to tell you guys, this is the main reason why I try to buy the best brand of scooters, and I do not buy Alibaba scooters anymore. One of my first videos you guys see was an Alibaba scooter, and you guys see how that went. It may just be me, tough luck, but hell, there's a reason why it's cheaper. And the reason why these Dualtrons and these Weepheads and these, other ones that, are Chinese scooters, but they swap out for LG and Samsung batteries are so expensive is pretty much because of the battery. That's what's making it so expensive. The battery, the circuit board, they're of high quality. Just like your Samsung phones, even though Samsung screwed up with the Note 7s or something when they were catching fire. But that was only like 35 phones out of like millions. But still, they rectified the problem, okay? And, they're using like quality parts. I have a Note 10, and, I'm pretty sure there's like high quality parts in there. They've learned from that. It doesn't catch fire or nothing like that. So, yeah, I'm just going to share with you what I do, because I really would encourage you guys maybe to do what I do, or you don't have to. But I would encourage getting, just to be safe. Even though these BMSs are good in here, these batteries are high quality, you never know. The BMS can fail. Who knows? You may just be one day, something may happen inside and the BMS fails, and it doesn't tell the battery to stop charging. And you're maybe away and you're not paying attention or something, and then it catches fire, and that will be deadly. So what I did was, okay, it was charging one day, and I was like, I want to figure out a way to be able to tell how long I need to charge it at all the different volts, right? It's a pretty common sense thing I thought of. Like, I was thinking, like, how can I tell, like, if it's at 74 volts, how much would I need to charge it how much time would it take for it to charge to get to full? If it's at 71 volts, if it's at 72 volts, if it's at 76 volts, what would be the specific time to leave it charging to get to full. And the main reason why that is because what I do is I hook my charger up to a smart plug, and it's called a TP-Link. Just the particular one that I have, it's a TP-Link smart plug that is connected to my router and my internet in my room, okay? And what you can do with this is you download the software, and you could pretty much set a timer on your plug. You plug in like 4 hours, right? Let's say you want to charge it for 3 hours or 4 hours, whatever. And you could set your smart plug to shut off in 4 hours, okay? You'll start the charge and then you'll go into it. It's like a little menu. You name it Dualtron or whatever, click on it, and then start the timer for 4 hours, okay? Now, here's the reason why. So if you're going to sleep, or if you plan on walking away or going to do something or whatever, you don't have to worry if the BMS fails, if it's going to keep charging, because your smart plug will shut off and it will stop producing electricity to the battery no matter what, okay? And like I was saying earlier, all the potential hazards, punctures, short circuits and all that, I think those are probably less likely to happen. What I think is the most likely to happen is an overcharge, okay? And that could be very dangerous. And the way that happens is if the BMS fails or the charger, I think the charger has a protection. I'm not sure though, where the charger knows when it's too much or something. I think there's multiple protections. I'm not sure, but all I know is that the BMS for sure is what tells it to stop charging. Okay, so here's the thing. Whether the charger has a protection in it, whether the scooter has the BMS, none of that shit matters if you set it up to a smart plug, okay? And then the smart plug is going to automatically shut it down, and you don't have to worry about it. The power will shut off, okay? So if it happened to fail and you don't know and you're sleeping, you know, and it just keeps charging, that's not going to be good. Okay, I'll tell you a story about my my Uber scoot. This is like way back when people were, you know, buying the Uber scoots. This is like an old motor trash scooter, one little motor with a chain. Those are garbage. But prime example of why I do this now. Okay, now this was a lead acid battery for the Uber scoot. It was a lead acid battery, right? So what I did was, I think I told this story in one of my older videos, but since this is a newer scooter, more people will watch this, I'm gonna tell it again. So what I did was I left that charging overnight. Now, mind you, this was one of the cheap chargers. You know, the little black brick that gets really hot that has no fan. Okay, these chargers are trash. What happened is that I didn't really know how this worked. I didn't really pay attention to the light or whatever, but I was noticing that when it charges, there's a light on the brick, on the charging brick, and it's either red or green, okay? Now, this was a lead acid battery, so for a couple of days, I was just plugging it in and it was charging, and in the beginning, it would turn green every time I would see it after like, I don't know, 8 hours or 7 hours or something like that. It would turn green. I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, and then after some time went by, I was looking at the charger, and it was staying red for a longer time. And I was like, I remember it was turning green. And I just assumed that means it was still charging, and green means it's full. I kind of picked up on that. And, you know, I didn't pay it no mind, right? I was just like, okay, well, it's red or whatever. And then one time, you know, I charged the Uber Scoot overnight, okay? I plugged it in, and I just left it in with the cheap charger, okay? And then I woke up the next morning, okay? I looked at the charger, still plugged into the wall, still charging the scooter, and it's still red. Now, mind you, I had got off like at, you know, some time where it was like almost 20 hours of charging, because I started it and then all the way through the night, all the way until I woke up the next day. So it was about like 20 to 19 hours of charging. And then I looked at or maybe not that much, maybe 15 or 16 hours, but it was definitely an overcharge. And then I went to the scooter and I saw it was still red. I was like, that's kind of weird. Okay. And then I unplugged the charger, and then, you know, I looked at the scooter, the casing was like really like swollen up. It was like puffed up. I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I tried to take the battery out of the casing, like, you know, pull it up, because those back in those days they had the lead acid batteries were really heavy, and it was like, and they were like in a bag, and then you grab the handles and you pull it out. I was trying to pull it out and it wasn't coming out. I was like, what the hell's going on? It was like stuck. And then so I had to pull really, really hard. I had to put my foot on the ground, and I eventually popped them out. And then when I looked at the batteries, I noticed that they were all swollen. They had all puffed up. And then I did some research, and I was like, oh my God, this overcharged. Okay? That would have been very dangerous if it would have been a lithium battery. It would have been game over. That thing would have caught fire, like, or exploded. So thank God that was a lead acid battery. See, lead acid batteries got some benefits. I mean, they ain't as efficient as, you know, these new lithium batteries, but, you know, you don't got to worry about them catching fire. I guess they're just going to swell up. So after that happened, and, you know, I started paying attention to my chargers, and, you know, I charge this with a fast charger, you know, the expensive one, the one that comes with the manufacturer that they give it. I don't get no second hands or third party chargers, none of that. I get the charger that it comes with, and I'd recognize you, unless if you guys are electrical engineers or you know about electricity and charging and all that, I would recommend just getting the charger that they provide. Okay. So yeah, after that happened, I bought myself a smart plug from Fry's, and even though they're going out of business, at least the one where I live, and it's called the TP Link. Okay. In case you want to look it up, it's called a TP Link. And I plug my charger up, and I set the timer, and then it's going to shut off automatically every single time. So I don't ever have to worry about this thing overcharging. So I would recommend that you guys do this, because it could be very dangerous, you know. Let me think. I'm going to show you guys a little video of what I did so you guys can understand. I made like a little list of all the different voltages at the different, you know, levels and the time and stuff like that. And then so you guys could either copy that, or you can make your own, or you know, you can get an idea of how long it takes to charge. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I was gonna say something else, I don't remember. Oh yeah, and also now I do have a regular charger, the regular charger that came with it. And the way that I use my regular charger, I use that when I take the scooter with me, like when I go to the job, or, you know, I use that to, you know, plug in. It charges slow. So for this big battery, it's going to take a long time to charge it full. If you've depleted it a lot, it won't even charge it to full. It'll take like 20 hours. But I use it just to get me, you know, enough to get back, or just to give me, you know, some extra juice or something like that to get me home and whatnot. That's like the only time that I use it. I use it when I'm up and I'm awake. I use my fast charger, you know, typically when I'm charging it overnight, when I go to sleep and whatnot. So it's plugged into the wall. So, you know, I make sure I got that timer on, and I make sure it shuts it off. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my chart right now, so that you guys can get a better idea of what I'm talking about and implement it, you know, yourself, or, you know, make your own. I'm going to show you that right now. All right, guys. So here is my chart here that I was talking about, that I made to determine, you know, the charge time and how long it was going to be. So as you can see at the very top there, it says 80.8 volts, and then it says to 81.9 volts. So basically, like I said, I timed how long it took on the fast charger, not the regular charger, the fast charger, how long it took to go from there to there, so that I can kind of, you know, get an understanding of how long it would take to charge at no matter how many volts I have. So it was at 8.8 at 6:30, and then it was at 81.9. I had to let it go a little bit more, because when you turn the power off, it actually drops back down. It wasn't a true 81.9, it was like 81.5. So I put it back in, let it go a little bit, like to like 82 or something, and then it dropped to 81.9. So that was the true time. Okay, so then I came up with 23 minutes equals 1 volt charged with the fast charger. Okay, so that's how I did it. So then all I did was, starting from the lowest potential battery that I can get, which would be 60 volts. Okay, I started from there all the way, as you can see here, until 24 volts, because from 60 to 84, that's 24. That's like all the volts. So basically all I did was, 1 volt equals 23 minutes, 2 volts equals 46 minutes, 3 volts equals 100 equals an hour and 9 minutes, 4 volts an hour and 32 minutes, and so on. As you can see, this is a little chart I made, and I've tested it out. Oh, the ones with the X's are, explain that. The reason why they have X's on them is because they have a half an hour added on to it, okay? And the reason why I added a half an hour onto it, because the 23 minutes was cool, but I noticed when I was charging from like 10 volts, 9 volts, 8 volts, well, what I need, these are the volts that I would need to get to 100%, okay? So let me explain. Like if I had 80 volts, right? If I was getting ready to charge at 80 volts, right? How many volts do I need to get to 4 since it's 84? That's full. 4 volts, right? So 4 volts equals an hour and 32 minutes. Okay, so I would set the charger to an hour and 32 minutes. But I noticed when I was charging from all the different ones, I noticed that it was just a little bit short. It was just a little bit short. Maybe, it would charge to like it'll charge to 83.2 or 83.4 or something like that. I was like, oh, I wanted to get to the full 84 or close to it. It's never going to be. Sometimes it's 84, sometimes it's 83.8, 83.7. But just to make sure I get the full as much as I can, I added an additional 30 minutes to all of these, which wouldn't cause an overcharge even if the smart plug didn't, no, excuse me. Yeah. Even if it kept charging and the smart plug doesn't turn off for another half an hour, it won't overcharge. I think an overcharge would be, after looking this up, I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I tried to look up what would be considered an overcharge for this battery, and I think it was like 88 volts or something like that. Okay, so yeah, and so the ones with the X's is with the additional 30 minutes I added. I'm just gonna add 30 minutes to the rest of them, so that I don't have to look at it anymore. So yeah, here's my chart. I just wanted to explain that. You guys are more than welcome to copy this, or you can get your fast charger. This is for the Dualtron Storm, not for any of the other scooters. This is on the Dualtron Storm that I did. And again, guys, this is for safety reasons, okay? This is for safety reasons, okay? Because, these are lithium batteries and they could be potentially dangerous. Even though, I'm pretty sure they have great BMSs, and I'm pretty sure, they'll work and they won't fail, but you always have to have like a safe haven when charging these. So yep, that's pretty much the chart. You guys are welcome to copy it or do your own, but I would really recommend charging on a smart plug where it automatically turns it off, so there's no chance of overcharging. Alrighty, and yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much all I wanted to show you. I just wanted to give you guys this info. Again, I don't see anybody talking about this. I don't see anybody like making a safety video on charging, or I'm trying to think. I tend to think of things that, like, I don't know, I try to think of things that most people aren't talking about, especially like safety things, because I want people to be safe with these scooters. Safety is huge, man. And if I figured something out or I had some information, I definitely want to share it with other scooter riders and all that kind of stuff, so. And honestly, in my opinion, guys, look, I'm not down talking Alibaba. I'm not down talking it, but I would recommend getting, a scooter like a Dualtron or any other like prominent company that has very good BMSs in them. So I would recommend this for people who have Alibaba scooters, Dualtron, 011X. I don't care what you have, dude. I would recommend this for all those scooters, Weepheads, whatever you got, man, because you got to be safe with these things. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I hope this was informative for you guys, and I want you guys to ride safe, charge safe, wear gear, and I hope this helped you out or gave you some ideas on, how to, keep yourself safe when you're charging. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and if I think of anything else, I'm gonna drop another video or something I think of, I definitely will. You guys have a great night. See you later.